Today I'm going to show you how to make scones. You will need 225 grams of self-raising flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 50 grams of cubed butter, 1 egg, 100 ml of milk, and if you want to add fruit, I've added 60 grams of raisins. In a bowl, add your self-raising flour and your baking powder and give it a mix. Then add your cubed butter and gently press the butter into the flour so it looks like it has formed breadcrumbs. Then if you're using fruit at this point, you want to add the fruit and then mix it around. Make sure that it gets coated in that flour. Then add your sugar and mix. Then add your egg into your milk and mix until combined. Then in your bowl with your dry ingredients, you want to then start adding your wet ingredients bit by bit and then just give it a mix. You want a slightly wet mixture, but not too much. So while we've made up all that mixture of the egg and the milk, we probably won't need it all, which is good because what we've got left over we are going to use a little bit later. So you just want the mixture to just form, so it's not too sticky, but you don't want it too dry either. There is a nice little mix in between that you want. It's hard to describe, but hopefully you can see on screen what I mean. Then flour down your surface and tip out your dough. You want to give your dough a little bit of a knead, but try not to handle the dough too much. So the key with scones is to not touch the dough too much. The more you touch it, the less it will rise. So a little bit of a knead to bring it together, but as soon as it's together, stop. I'm just flouring my surface again so then I can roll it out and it doesn't stick. And then flouring the top to make it easier to roll out. So we're going to roll out our dough and we want it to the thickness of about 2 centimetres. And then just using a 6 centimetre scalloped edge cutter, I'm going to cut out the scones. I'm just going to bring the extra dough just together. Again, we don't want to touch that dough too much, so it's just to bring it together enough that I can roll it out again. You ideally don't want to roll out your dough more than twice. Then using your leftover egg and milk mix, you just want to brush the top of your scones with it. And then pop that in a preheated oven at gas mark 7, 220 degrees centigrade or 200 degrees fan assisted for 12 to 15 minutes until it is risen and nicely golden. And once my scones are done, I just serve it with a dollop of clotted cream and a spoon of homemade raspberry jam. I'll pop a couple of links in the description below, one being for a raspberry jam I did a couple of years ago on the channel, and one that I'm doing this month for seedless raspberry jam, because I much prefer my jam without seeds in it. So you can make either or, whichever one you prefer, but I'll pop all that in the description. But yeah, that's it. That's how you make scones.